Hi there, and welcome back to Badassery Central. Melanie Claire here, and today's topic is about conflicting priorities. I've seen this in a lot of the work that I've done with women business owners, and one of the prominent ones I've seen a lot is the conflict that comes up for them between focusing on their business and focusing on their family. And I did an exercise that was a value solicitation exercise with one of my clients, and she was always in this struggle between her son and her business. And we discovered through that process that she actually had equal value on both areas of her life. And it was a real aha moment for her. It's like, oh, this is why I've had this struggle, is because both are equally important to me. And we just rephrased her way of thinking about the situation from an either or to a this end. But this is not the only way that conflicting priorities can come up. You know, there's one of the ways that I can share with you right now to help identify what your priorities actually are before we go into any further into this work is to write down your top 5 priorities. What are your top 5 priorities for the next 12 months? And it's normal that you'll have some what we call cognitive dissonance, which is that internal struggle between what you should be doing and what you want to be doing, right? And should I be doing this or should I be doing that, right? When you write down your top 5 priorities, if you are saying no to your number 1 priority in order to say yes to your number 5 priority, you're out of alignment with your true priorities, right? So that just means that when you're in alignment with your true priorities, you make your number 1 priority more important than number 5, and that's how you prioritize your time and your energy. Cool. That's one simple way that you can address the conflicting priorities or not sure what you should be focusing on. What are your top 5 priorities? And then make sure that you act in alignment with those, not out of alignment with those. I do have another piece of this which does dig a little bit deeper and go a lot deeper into this idea of the shoulds and what should I be focusing on, or should I be focusing here, or should I be focusing here? Because there's another conflict going on within each of us. There's actually 3 types of brain. I mean, there's more than that anatomically. I'm talking about 3 motivational factors internally with our brain, right? You've got the base reptilian brain, which is your critter mind, which is based on survival, which is it wants to be able to breathe. And what that part of the brain does is when you're born between the ages of 0 to 3, it comes online and takes in information like a sponge. And this forms the framework for your survival. So whatever conditions you survived, like if your parents fought a lot when you were really little over money, then you are going to have this belief encoded into your unconscious landscape, because this part of the brain is completely unconscious, that life is unsafe, or some way, shape or form like that. And that's the way life will keep showing up until you change it. And what you'll tend to do is this part of the brain will be motivated by trying to find situations that are in alignment with what it learned to survive, regardless if that serves you to have what you want or not. So that's that part of the brain doing its job, and its job focuses on survival. This part of the brain does not do time, it's just seeking to survive over and over again the conditions of life that you survived when you were 0 to 3, right? That's what it does, that's its job. The next part of the mind is the human mind. It imagines, it conceptualizes, it does time, and this part of the brain, or this part of our psyche, really more specifically, wants love and connection, and it wants love and happiness. This is the part of the brain that wants love and happiness. So automatically, if your environment wasn't exactly loving and happy when you were 0 to 3, there's going to be a fight going on or conflicting priorities between these 2 parts of the mind. The human part of you wants to have love and experience happiness, but that survival part of you doesn't know if it can survive it. So it's going to try and fight it, it's going to try and sabotage it so that it can survive the not happy, not loving stuff that it learned to survive when it was young. Okay, so there's one conflict that goes on. Now, the human mind wants that love and connection, it wants happiness, and sometimes that shows up in that really loving, mediocre life. It just wants to be happy and enjoy life. And there's another part of us, and that is the soul, the higher self, the greater calling. And sometimes it will call you and want to call you out of that happy comfort zone to grow, right? The soul came here to learn lessons, and it doesn't care if you get it through joy or pain, quite frankly, just that you get the lessons. So if you don't pay attention to the lessons, you don't actually get your soul to weigh in on your direction or the path that you want to take in life, it gets grumpy, it gets unfulfilled. That's the part of you that feels like something's missing, it's not fulfilled, because you're not growing. And if you're not growing, you're dying. So there's a part of you that's not going to be completely happy and satisfied with that love and connection, happy family situation, because there's going to be a part of you, that higher self, that's calling you to grow and get the lessons that you came here for. Now, it can be quite uncomfortable, and it can be quite challenging taking a soul path in life, because it's like any great movie that you've seen which embodies the hero's journey. You're going out on your own heroine or hero's journey, and that has ups and downs. It has challenges and obstacles, highs and lows, wins and losses, right? But there is something in that for the soul that it feels alive. It comes alive when you're going through the gauntlet that you came here to go through. So I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm not saying it's all happiness, no sadness. It's challenging as fuck. But there is a part of you that came for something more. And if you have heard that call for something more, there's a part of you that can only be fulfilled by you walking that path of something more, even though it brings with it challenge and adversity. And it's your choice, because we all have free will, whether you want to engage in that as well. And know that when you start to listen to the soul's calling, there's going to be conflicts that arise as well in that regard. There's going to be the conflict between the human mind that wants a happy family, the soul mind that wants that growth and to take that hero's journey, and the old critter mind that wants to stay safe and survive. It's not an easy dynamic to manage, but being aware that there are these three parts of you that are weighing in on any situation can also help empower you to choose differently on it. Now, a lot of our work in the programs that I run go deep into this stuff so that you can lastly come out of these conflicting priorities and know when to focus on each and all of that jazz. But again, that's a bit more than, it's a bit beyond the scope of this video. Just know, anytime you've got conflicting priorities, there's probably a few parts of you weighing in, and it's also a great time to check in with, are you actually acting in alignment with what your true priorities actually are? Cool? Hope this video serves you. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you very soon for another Badassery Central video. Take care. Bye.